Welcome, everyone, to this edition of Talented Universe on the NDB Media Network. It is the 6th day of November in 2025, and we have our special guest today, and Marcia is going to be introducing her. But first, I want to introduce Liz. Liz, how are you doing this fabulous day?
Oh, I'm doing spectacular and so excited because I've been Christmas shopping the last couple of days. So,
is it still raining out there, or has it stopped?
No, actually, it's back to being warm. It's almost 70 degrees back out here again and bright and sunny. What happened to my lovely rainy weather?
Oh, it went with the territory.
Yeah.
But, it's 50 some here right now. So there we go. But Marcia, how are you doing?
I am doing great. It's funny because sometimes you forget to introduce yourself. You are Michael Day.
Oh, I don't need anything. But anyway.
And yeah,
I'm just here. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here in Northeast Florida, and I'm happy because it's cool. And I'm also really happy to be here today to introduce our special guest, who is Jess Marchi. Hi, Jess.
Hi, thank you for having me, guys.
Yeah. So, where are you? Are you in LA or?
Yeah, I'm in LA. I am in sunny LA, although I don't know what it's like in Fahrenheit, but it's like 20 degrees in Celsius, and I'm not about this weather, but it's nice.
Ah, okay. And you are an actress and content creator. And one of the things I really enjoy about our show is that I get to get introduced to a wide variety of people. And you yourself are a variety, all in one, because you do so much. And I'm fascinated by the breadth of your work even so far, because I read that you were enamored of a certain musical when you were young, and it kind of intrigued you to to perform, and that musical is Grease.
Yes. Nice.
Yeah, so tell me about Grease and how that meant so much to you.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's crazy. I think it's just how everything started. I think it was, it's so old, right? Like the musical is so old. It was something my parents were watching. So they put it to my attention. They probably put it up on TV or something, and I just fell in love with the music. So imagine this like 3-4-year-old Italian girl that doesn't know a word of English because I didn't know any English, and I'm singing all these English songs, and I'm doing the little dances and little shows for my family. And I don't know, I think I just fell in love with that, which gave me this dream of wanting to do something similar with my life. But I am from the mountains of Italy in a small valley where there is nothing happening ever. And there's no chance, there would have been no chance for me to do any acting or singing at that point because we would have had to go to Milan, which is about 2 hours. And my parents didn't have the means to do that. So it was just a dream. And so after Grease, it became High School Musical. And then after High School Musical, I was like, oh my gosh. And I remember looking up their ages, and I was like, okay, at the time I was probably 11 or 12. And I was like, okay, they're like 16, 17. Okay, I still have time. And then at 15, I moved to Australia, and that's kind of like how my dreams sort of started to become more my reality and more actually, how do you say it? Like I could touch them, let's say. I could see that they were at arm's reach rather than dreams. So, yeah.
Yeah, so when you moved to Australia and you said that things became more possible for you in a way, what kinds of things did you start doing in Australia that kind of led you even further along your path?
Yeah, well, I mean, initially it was just a simple background roles, right? I feel like most people start there. For me, being in the background was the most incredible thing I had ever done, because being on set and doing the camera ready action, I was like, oh my god, I made it. I was like 15, 16, and it was a dream, and it was my mom's dream too. So I remember she came on set with me because she either did it as well or something. And she was like, I'm so happy that we moved because you get to do these things. So already there, that's kind of when I realized that it was closer than I thought it was. Rather than in my TV box, it was like, wait, I'm on set. And obviously it's just background work, but you gotta, like, again, it was something at the time. And then that's it. And then it kind of like went from there. Realized that I could do classes and actually make it a thing, and actually not be in the background and do acting. And I think Australia gave me that opportunity to do that. It just made me realize that it was possible. I don't think if I stayed in Italy, I would have been able to be honest. But then you never know. If you never know, maybe I would have. But.
Well, and when I was looking at your body of work, I really appreciate that you have a penchant toward comedy as well, and you're one of the people that I have come to realize you can do comedy, you can do drama, you can, and your feet are really grounded, where you can be glamorous and you can be, and you kind of remind me of the actress Halle Berry.
Oh, wow!
Because Halle, she can be glamorous, but she can also be very grounded and do comedy and not have to be the focal point of attention all the time. And you have brought that to me, because I've seen some of your short videos, like the tarot one, for instance.
Oh my God, I love that one. It's so funny. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. I love it. Yeah. Thank you. That is literally the best compliment.
Oh, well, and when you're doing your comedy, are you writing? Are you the writer as well as the performer? Or
yeah. So everything I do on my socials, like all the comedy stuff, it's either improvised or I have a script. Most of the time I've wrote a script because I like to just be quick with it, and it's like, okay, this is the script, and at least the person behind the camera is doing, because they give me the voice back, so at least I just feel like it's more in control, and I know what jokes I need to hit, because I know what they need to say. But sometimes if I work with like other experienced improviser and comedians, which is most of my friends, we just kind of improvise and go, all right, this is sort of, I tell them where I kind of want to go, what the final joke is, and I'm like, help me get there. And we just kind of go off each other and do that, which is a lot of fun. But I appreciate you saying that, because that's really nice. And it's, for me, it's important because obviously with my social media, it's just, it's comedy. It's how I just do a lot of superficial, sort of, not superficial, but it's kind of like up here comedy, like physical, not physical yelling,
Yes.
But as an actress, what I love doing is, the grounded roles where I can actually be in my body more, the drama, get out, like, my tears. I don't cry enough. So give me roles so I can cry. I just want to tell you that I'm acting when really I just need therapy. But yeah, and no, thank you. That's really nice.
Oh, thank you. And we're going to go to Liz.
Okay. Kind of along that same genre, but I'm going to kind of take you out of comedy and let's do something mildly more serious. I think one of the best projects that I have seen you do, in all honesty, was when you played Job's wife in the Book of Job. That was such an outstanding performance, and you took the whole range of actually emotions and allowed it to come through. Her frustration as a wife, the loss of her faith, the backing of it, and you carried that all the way through and then narrated as well. And if anybody actually knows, the scripture, like you stayed on point. It had to be, beat by beat. How difficult was that with you knowing that you can improv to actually stay on track with that?
Funnily enough, when we shot that, I wasn't doing improv yet. So that wouldn't have even been, that wouldn't have even been a thing. Like, I don't think I was doing comedy at the time, but not as much as I'm doing now, because we shot that a while ago. Actually, we shot it in 2022, so that was 3 years ago. It just took a while, I think, to come out, but it was a really good role for me to take on, because first of all, I didn't know about the story of Job initially when I got the script, when I booked the role. Well, before I obviously, like when I got the audition, I looked at it and I was like, okay, I understand. I hadn't heard it before, and obviously I got myself educated on it and understand the message and everything that it was about, and what Job's wife had to go through, and to really understand that and to portray her was something really special for my career, because it was very intense. We had 2 full days. Unfortunately, some parts didn't make it into the film, but we had 2 full days where it was on a full green screen in the studio. So I had my children there. So you let the little girls, which was a lot of fun to shoot with them. And that's when I'm in my goddess, I guess.
But that headpiece you were wearing was just absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it was amazing.
So jealous. It's like, I want it.
It was beautiful. I really loved it too. But then the day before that, we actually were shooting like Job's wife's grief and what she was going through. So there was a lot of yelling, a lot of crying, a lot of falling. You don't know what you're going to do anymore because your whole life has gone to pieces, and that was definitely difficult because it was, I was also at a different stage back then, and it didn't end up making it. I remember messaging the director. I was like, we spent so much time that day and crying so much, and we didn't. And he's like, I know it's already so long. We were trying to, because it's already such a long film.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. I don't even know if that answered the question, but I kind of. But anyway, a little bit.
You did. Like I said, I'm really surprised it has not gone through and won more awards with just you doing it, because it was absolutely phenomenal. And you have to excuse my neighbor's dog if you hear him barking in the background.
It's a paid actor.
Yeah, speaking of different things, I'm sorry, I have become a humongous fan of your music.
Oh, thank you.
I absolutely fell in love with Empowered. And I read that it took you 2.5 days to shoot it on 3 different locations. How did you shoot it all that much, that quickly, with that most beautiful content that you had in it?
Thank you. That means a lot. Thank you so much. Well, we had a lot of pre-production. So we just set everything. We set everything up for the day. So we knew that day 1 it was going to be the light feminine energy, which is the goddessy scenes, and then day 2 was going to be the dark energy, which was going to be the witch, and it was going to be the dance parts and the final sort of eagle in the red dress. And then the last day, which was half day, was actually, that was not in the studio, that was on location in the Hunter Valley in Australia. And the director's friend has a little farm there, so we were able to actually get this dummy and attach it to the wood and then catch it on fire as the sun was going down. So that day we just had to be like, go, 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 because we had to film the picnic scene, which is the final scene of the music video. Mm-hmm. And then as the sun was going down, filming me going to the stake. And then as the sun was down, film the stake. So it was, honestly, I have to give props to my team and everyone that was involved, because I wouldn't have been able to do it by myself at all. It all started with an idea in my head, and I wanted to do a thing where my concept was, I wanted to showcase how back in the day, they would burn women at the stake because they were witches. And I wanted to showcase metaphorically how they're still doing that, but in a different format, which is with comments online and by social media. And sure, you're not burning us at the stake, but you're still telling us that we don't look the way that we're meant to look. We're this, we're that, blah, 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 blah. And constantly doing that. So you're still doing what you used to do, but in a modern way. So that was more in it. Sorry, not modern, in the present way.
Right.
So that's what I was trying to do. And that's, And with the energies, I wanted to also showcase how we can be sexual and still not ask for your opinion. And we can also be dark and more masculine and like strong and still not ask for your opinion. and still we can like be embodied in our own body and empowered, right? And yeah, this just started with this idea, and then I was speaking about it with my friends. So everyone in that project is a friend of mine that wanted to be involved, or I asked to be involved, and they were like, yes. So yeah.
Yeah, like I said, when I first heard it, I heard it before I actually watched the video, and the music itself blew me away. Not only with your voice and how gorgeous it is, but the words behind it. And then I went and I looked at the video, and what you just explained, you could see pattern through it, and it has literally been on my continual playlist, for like the last week. So
Thank you.
it's been really cool to do.
Thank
Um, you did something that kind of surprised me. Here in the United States, we have, the, Miss USA talent, and then there's the Miss Universe talent and different things like that. But you yourself actually were in the New South Wales you were a national finalist, or did you actually win that? Because I saw two conflicting different things. One that you won when you were a finalist for Miss Earth Australia.
So this is what happens when you get bored during COVID,
Okay.
to do a beauty pageant. I was, I don't remember if I think I was a state or national finalist. I don't even remember because this was 2021 for Miss World Australia. And then I won. It's like it's technically like first runner up, but you still win because you're Miss Earth Australia. So you have Miss Earth Australia, and then you have Miss Earth Air Australia, and I won Miss Earth Air Australia, so I won my little crown and my sash and the whole thing. So yes.
But I know that particular competition really does deal with a lot of the Earth's, environment and different things. So I thought it was really I'm glad you did something like that, because you presented and brought more awareness to what's going on with the Earth. So I'm glad you did that. And, congratulations on you winning your Air Award. So I thought that was,
thank you.
It was really, really neat.
It was a good cause to be a part of and do that. I will say, and I say this like openly, so this isn't something that I'm afraid to share, but I will say that even though the message was great and what the pageant was and what I thought I was getting into was great, pageantry itself I found to be, specifically for me, that's not for everyone, because I've also heard girls loved it, but for me, I realized that there was a lot of cattiness. There was a lot of the opposite of what the girls would say. And I'm not like that. I'm like very two-faced. It's like face value. What it is what you get. And so getting a lot of that, I specifically on myself, because again, I can only speak for myself. I had a lot of people just sort of saying, oh, like, why? I saw things of like, oh, why is she here? She has an accent. She's not even Australian. And I'm like, what are you even talking about? That is ridiculous. And then other things, because there was Indian girls in the competition, and someone would be really racist towards them.
Yeah.
Really racist. And I just don't stand for that. I just really don't. So after everything was done and I was out of my contract, I'm like, I don't care. Like for me, I'm never gonna speak good about it. It was a pretty, actually at the end of it was a pretty terrible experience. But I spoke about it to the directors. I spoke about it with the girls that made the comments, very loudly. So even when I was getting crowned, there was a girl there. I confronted her. She came to me. She was like, well, actually, I'm like, I don't want to talk to you. I'm not interested in your excuses about why you were racist. I'm like literally not, unless you're here to apologize, I'm not interested. You're not apologizing, move on, please. Thank you. I'm getting crowned. I'm getting my crown. I'm getting out of here.
Yeah. That's one thing I've never understood, is racism as far as that goes. Last time I looked, and I'm a nurse, the last time I looked, you still bleed the same color. So, what's the big deal? But moving on into vertical. So how exactly did you find out about the vertical space and open up into that?
Actors Access. That's
there
like
you go.
Good
that's
answer.
the honest answer. When I moved to LA about a year and a half ago or so, there was I was just looking on Actors Access, and I was like, what are all these my husband's mistress, my husband. And I was like, what
That
is
used to be a billionaire.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
billionaire that used to be like my whatever.
And you got pregnant with triplets or quadruplets, and
I was like, hold on, did this turn into something else? Like I'm confused. This sounds like the titles that you would see on different type of sites. Okay.
Exactly.
Without saying anything, you get what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But and then for a bit I didn't apply because I was like, I don't understand what this is. And then after, when I understood what it was, and I have friends in the, like, at the time, my roommate at the time, she is a producer for verticals. So as I was applying, she was also starting out with that too. And it just worked perfect because we were both kind of learning at the same time as an actress and as a producer. And that's kind of how I got into it and started to do a few of those.
Okay. I do have a couple more questions, but I'm going to either pass it on to Marcia or Michael, depending on who wants it.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll just say the question because she almost answered the question I was going to ask that I ask all of our guests. Because you were saying that you saw those titles and you had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
Which I had the same feeling when I stumbled across them on the Instagram. And I still have this trouble today for this question I'm going to ask you. When you told your friends or your family after you had done it and you were trying to explain to them what you had done, what a vertical was, a microdrama, whatever they're going to call it now, whatever. How did you explain it to your friends, family, or whatever of what it was when they gave you the blank look and just go, whoa, whoa, whoa?
To be honest with you, I haven't actually shared it with my family. I just
on
set.
Okay.
I was on set, but because it doesn't, like, they just, my mom, my dad, they know I'm working, and I just say, yeah, I'm just doing this. And then if they're like, what is it? Like, is it where I'm gonna see it? I'm like, I just kind of play it off.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, with my friends, most of my friends are in the same industry. So
they know what it is.
So they know, and the ones that don't know, they're like, what is a vertical? And I literally just say, instead of horizontal, it's vertical mode.
Yeah, there you go.
Like, it's a soap opera. I'm like, it's basically a soap opera. Like, it's soap. Like, it's basically a soap, but like more intensified.
Yes. And some people say on steroids.
Yeah,
Yep.
basically on steroids. Mm-hmm.
And then others have said that they describe it to people like a TikTok because it's all in little segments. So,
yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I would normally just say there's a lot of slapping. There's a lot of throwing water at your face. There's a lot of like, I am rich and how dare you be poor type.
Yes. Yeah. It's like, how could you be that way?
Ew. Yeah. Who is she? And it's like, but it's crazy though, right? Because you know what's going to happen. And yet you watch it. Like,
yes.
Before I was on these, I would see them come up on my Instagram like as ads. And I remember watching it and being like, what? And then I kept watching.
Yes. See, that's what happened to me. And I went, oh, why am I doing this? It was just like too much. But I'm going to throw it back over to Marcia because I know we've got short of time.
Yeah.
So I'll let Marcia do her final few questions.
Well, the content that you put out, all the short videos about going to an American grocery store for the first time, and things like that, they're so funny. However, it seems like some real feelings are in there about, say for instance, the one about you going to a grocery store and you look and see there's only one shelf of pasta. Was it really surprising to you?
I mean, look, I moved from Italy to Australia when I was 15. So really, I have been out of Italy for a while, right? So I kind of recreate things that were surprising maybe back then, or when I see Italians coming to America or coming to Australia and I notice what they say, to which I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Like, I don't notice things anymore because I moved when I was so young. So certain things I don't notice. But if, for instance, I go back to Italy and I see, the full aisle of pasta, that's just the norm for me. But then if I'm there with an Australian friend or an American friend that says, oh my God, you have so much pasta, I'd be like, yeah, that's normal. And then that gives me the idea. I'm like, oh, okay, that's not normal for you. So that makes me see the difference. Because truthfully, I personally don't see it as much anymore because I'm so half.
Right.
So, but there's always truth to it. I'm not, I don't really care as much. Like with like myself, I'm kind of like, I play a character.
Yeah.
Kind of like, well, you've got pasta, thank you. I'll take it and go.
Well, I don't know how long ago you did this particular one, but you kind of introduced me to a new product. It was pocket coffee, which I'd never heard about.
It's so good. You've never tried. You need to try it.
And so it really is a little. Describe it for me.
It's two. There's probably more than two, but the ones that I know of one is a pocket coffee, which is a chocolate, and inside you have like a little bit, like a little shot of espresso, but like a very small amount. It's not even a shot. It's like a little bit, and so you put it in your mouth, and it just kind of explodes in your mouth. So you've got the chocolate and the coffee at the same time. So it's funny to give it to people that don't know because they bite into it and then they get themselves dirty with the liquid, which is my favorite thing to do. And then the other one is a little like pouch, I suppose, and a little small straw, and you put it in and like you drink the coffee out of this like little thing, which is cool as well. And it's very much an Italian thing. And then now you just reminded me I need to buy some, so I need to do some skits about that. Or maybe they should work with me. That's a better plan.
Oh, that's much better. Yes. A sponsorship that they give you.
Yeah. I mean, you've already got me.
Let me write this down.
Write that down. Yes. Uh-huh.
Let me write this down now.
That's too funny. I do that too. But so yeah, you've already got one customer that you've got from there.
Right.
And
very sweet. So you need to like sweet. It's very sweet.
Oh, okay. And when you're I understood that you were kind of working on your own sitcom, or is that something that you're looking forward to doing?
Yeah, so I'm obviously a writer because I write my own like stuff, but also I'm a writer for bigger, like, longer form content. So I'm writing a TV series and a feature film. So the TV series, it was a sitcom, but we've actually changed it now to be more of a TV series. It's comedy. And the feature film is also a comedy, and it's an action comedy feature film, basically. And so the TV series is basically like a group of like 4 young women. They go into a share house because of the rising cost of living, which we all know. And then they're also different. So amid their differences and in like their individual chaos and stuff, then they end up having this friendship, and they form this friendship. And what's important for me was to make sure that these girls all are very different in cultures and looks and accents and languages. So the 4 leads, one of them is me. So like obviously I'm a firm believer of find a way or make one. So it's basically me making my own door. And so my character, keeping it Italian, keeping her to, but more closer to me rather than putting on an accent. And then we've got like 3 other characters that we can play with, but different cultures and stuff. Because then the beauty of it is that you can explore how different foods work into a dynamic in a house of 4 girls. So that's one. And then I have also a feature film that I'm writing for myself and my friend, my German friend. We work so well together on social, and she's an actress.
Yes, I've seen.
Yeah, and so I was like, okay, this would be great for us to do something together. And basically I'm writing about basically what it is about. It's an Italian and a German, and they get kidnapped at a women's conference in Sydney. So I want to base most of it in Australia. And then they have to escape. So they escape, they go undercover across like 3 continents. I'll see, I might change it to 2 continents. And then they take down an influencer obsessed criminal mastermind. And then that it kind of like just goes with that. So you can just imagine that's like a super passionate Italian with a no nonsense German, which is already very different, going through Sydney, then they go to Italy, then maybe Berlin, and high budget. So that's a little bit, it's going to be a little more difficult to get funded, but I'm trying.
That sounds really, both projects sound wonderful, and I hope you'll keep in touch with us about your goings on, and it sounds really cool. I also wanted to know, since you're so good at comedy, who makes you laugh? Who are some of the people that
Who makes me laugh? What a good question. My friends, like definitely my friends make me laugh. And yeah, I guess my friends.
Yeah.
I don't know. But to be honest, I find humor in everything. Like sometimes I just laugh at the randomest thing. But I watch a lot of stand-up comedy. So I love stand-up comedy. It's so interesting because like my ex hated stand-up comedy. And I remember being like, oh, but I think I like it. And anyway, whatever. Point being, I love it. And actually, my ex used to tell me that I wasn't funny, and I ended up making a career out of it. So
wow. So have you done stand-up?
No, I've auditioned for SNL. That's like the extent of my stand-up experience.
Oh, cool. That's funny. People have told me that I'm not funny, but then I know I'm not funny. But I appreciate comedy, and I appreciate comedy so much. So I give you props for that, because comedy is hard.
Thank you so much.
And I think I'm going to go back to Liz.
Okay, I just have a couple quick questions. One, hopefully it's going to make you think, but I have a feeling I already know the answer. If you could only choose between doing acting/writing, in that phrase, or doing music and singing, and having, albums out, which one would you choose?
Well, I don't think you know the answer, because I think I'm going to give you the opposite. Like if I felt more confident and if I felt like I was better than what I think I am when it comes to singing, I would probably love to do more musical theater and be in that realm. But I feel way more confident when it comes to writing and acting, because I've trained and it comes more natural. So like I'll go that direction because I know that's where my skills lay in. And I'm training my singing and I'm training that other part. But the dream, honestly, is to be in a musical film, and musical theater in Broadway would be insane. But unfortunately, and I can honestly say that I just don't feel confident enough in that area of my life just yet to be able to go, yes, because I need to back myself, right? So I'm just trying to do the best that I can to go there so that I can back myself and go there. But hopefully you get a musical, the dream is to get a musical film. That would be the dream, because I get to do all of that.
Yeah, exactly. But if you had to right now, not write one, but let's say one just came out of the blue and said that they wanted you right now on Broadway or on West End, what would be your favorite one that you would want to say yes to?
Musicals?
Yes.
Kinky Boots.
Kinky Boots. That's a good
one.
So.
Yeah. So. I would want to play Lauren. I've been practicing the history of Wrong Guys for years. Definitely Kinky Boots. And yeah, that's the one that I always say.
Good answer. I wasn't sure if you were going to do Kinky Boots or possibly Grease.
Honestly, Grease, I would love to play Grease, and I would love to play Rizzo.
Believe it or not, I picture you as a Rizzo. So that would definitely work.
Yeah.
So anyways, I wanted to say thank you, for giving us a little bit of your time and getting to know you a little bit. And I hope we get a chance to talk more. And believe me, your work is phenomenal.
Oh, you're so nice. Thank you so much. Giving me such a confidence boost on a Thursday morning.
Well, that's what we try. But again, I mean, Jess, thank you so much for coming. It's been a pleasure. And we'd love to have you back if you have
Yeah.
new projects, or if you get that series going. We'd love to know what's
Oh,
going on there,
yes.
or
Yeah.
anything else that you do.
It'll happen. It'll happen. I'm certain. Keep an eye out.
We will keep an eye out. But so everyone, thank you all for coming. Those that were very silent in the chat room, which they were, I'm sorry you missed out on asking Jess a question live. But
Yeah.
but you know, it's just the way sometimes it happens. But everyone, thank you for coming. We'll see you again. We've got 2 more vertical drama actors lined up for Friday and Saturday. So check our webpage, ndbmedia.net, and see what's happening. Take care. Bye-bye.